Shalom, everybody. Peace. Come one, come all, as we continue to go down this journey together on this rising. Lower this down some so you guys can see the board better. Alrighty. Shalom, everybody. How are you all doing? Whether you're on TikTok or YouTube, getting ready to get the podcast up and running, we're appreciative of everybody who's on, taking time out to roll with us. Get the podcast up and going. We're on every rising at 8 a.m. Eastern New York time, on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern or New York time. You can find us on YouTube or anywhere else really by just putting in hashtag find Kofi, hashtag FIND KOFI. You can also look us up at kofi-afforty.com, KOFI-OFORI.com. I'm sorry, I guess I brushed against this. Make this clear here. Kind of, sort of. You can also text us at either one of these numbers. This bottom one is actually the better one as of now. The other one is not so great, but you can text us at 202-599-7312. You can also text us at 410-714-5078. And we're appreciative of everybody taking some time out with us. I will try my best. I got the TikToks a little lower than what we normally used to having it at. And so anything that you are interested in, whether it be classes that we do, whether it be lives that we do, whether it be life coaching, whether you just want to get in contact, whether you just want to see what we're about, if you want to help out the community in any way, shape, or form, you go ahead and you can go ahead and check us out through these platforms or through hashtag find Kofi, kofi-afforty.com, etc. We're thankful and grateful. So let me make sure I have this podcast up and going so we can get started. We're going to talk about a saying that you've heard many a time, but we're going to get a little deeper into the saying on this rising, and we're thankful and grateful and appreciative of everybody on. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Almost ready. These devices sometimes, I swear. Okay, I think we're good. Looks like the podcast is ready to go. We're ready to move. Thank you everyone for being with us. We're excited, we're thankful, we're appreciative of your presence on this rising. Before we get started, may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in Yahweh's sight. He is our strength and our Redeemer, and it's in His name, which is His authority, that we pray, praise, proclaim, project, and protect this message. Amen. Amen and amen again. So greetings to everyone. We're thankful to have you on with us. And today we're going to talk about serve of purpose. I don't know what that's about. Sorry. Let's correct that. We're going to say serve your purpose. Serve your purpose. Is what you're doing, does it serve your purpose? Right? Is what you're about, does it serve your purpose? Grand rising everyone who's on. You heard the name that I prayed to. So thank you, everybody. There's so many of you that are coming on. I'm not sure how much I'll be able to be there with you, not be there with you, etc. And catch comments. Let me see if I can move. I'll move this a little closer, and put it in a different position, just so maybe I can read you guys' comments better, because there are a lot of them that come. I will do my best. I am a human being, so sometimes I can catch these all, sometimes I cannot. So prayerfully you'll be able to see things. Thank you for the likes, by the way. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for everything you guys do to help us with the algorithm, to make sure that we reach out to the community. Try to make sure that the scroll doesn't affect what you're seeing on the board. So hopefully you guys can see all right. I'll try my best to make sure I'm seeing as much as possible. You said the coffee cup. This is the copper cup. This is a copper cup that we had that we utilize. Hey, Shalom Angelic Discipline. So if you like to deal with the copper cup, feel free to, let us know. We actually have some that we are able to give out to people. So here's the information. Get in contact with us, and we'll get back to you ASAP. All right. That being said, though, we'll go ahead and get into this. We're thankful and grateful and appreciative of you guys taking your time, talent, effort, energy, etc., to be able to be with us on this rising. And we're going to talk about serve your purpose. Serving your purpose, right? So real quick, and a lot of stuff that we deal with, and look, we come from a very Afrocentric and even Bible-centric, if you will, thought process and frame of thought, kingdom-centric, law-centric, laws of the kingdom, laws of marriage, laws of the universe, laws of attraction, laws of nature, constitutional laws, etc., etc. We come from a very lawful place, right? Because laws protect rights. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. So laws protect rights, right? And if you can, try to put your questions in the question box below, because I probably will not be able to catch with so many comments going back and forth like this, with hundreds of people being on, sometimes thousands of people being on. So I will do my best to be able to catch whatever questions, comments, or concerns you may have and get to them at later points. But we're going to get into serve your purpose, right? So yeah, what is purpose? So once again, so we're gonna get into serve your purpose. So first and foremost, we have a thing that we teach, we give. It's even in the book, 21 Days of Motivation, where we talk about VPV. All right, and a lot of you already know this, but just to catch everybody up, make sure we're starting on the same page. That's vision, purpose, and value. Okay? So when we're having our conversations about this, we're coming from the context of VPV. We must first establish a vision. Vision is, where am I headed? Where am I going to? Okay? That one's pretty simple, right? Where am I headed? Where am I going to? Purpose is daily manifestation that gets me to the vision. Now that I know where I'm headed, what do I need to start doing? What are the plans? What is the system? That's an important word that we're going to keep repeating today. What is the system that's going to get me to the vision, right? And then how much do I value my vision, therefore value the system that will get me to what it is that I'm supposed to be doing at the end, okay? Vision, purpose, value. Pretty simple, right? Let's see what happened. I would not be sad and know my purpose other than break just a mom or being just a mom. I didn't catch that. But yeah, so vision, purpose, and value. Vision, purpose, and value, right? And so a lot of people's vision is very limited of who they are, and therefore a lot of people, or not even known, therefore a lot of people's purpose is really non-existent or is scattered all over the place. And therefore it's very hard to value something that's scattered, or you're trying to place value, which is cognitive dissonance, in something that's not structured, right? Your purpose must be systemic. I know we often only use that word in a very negative term, but really your purpose should be systematic. That means you should put it in place on purpose, and it should be systemic, and it must be served, okay? So we got the vision, purpose, value thing to get the context. Now I want you to comprehend your vision is what we're talking about you should serve. So this is what a lot of people do. We serve different things all the time. I don't care what people say. I don't serve anything. I serve myself, blah, blah. Well, fine. You might serve yourself. Some people serve themselves, right? And you can, but that means your vision and everything in your purpose is only going to be good enough for you, which means that you're going to be limited, right? Some people serve money, right? Only problem with that is that if you serve money, no matter how much of it you get, you still need to get more masters, because you'll feel that you need to get as much as possible in order to be in a great place. A lot of people serve their children, right? And I'm not saying you shouldn't serve them at all. However, If your whole life is just based upon, I'm going to make sure that they're in every sport, I'm going to make sure they do this and do that and do this and do that and do this and do that, and we're going to give all this money to this and that or whatever. Well, why not make sure that you get homes so that they can live in the homes, and make sure that you find out what their purpose is so you can serve them specifically and not have to worry about them being in 700 different events over their lives and them not being able to actually live in a house, but have to live in an apartment or live in your apartment or your home because you didn't make sure that you sowed a seed that would help them further down the road, right? See, so a lot of people serve a lot of different things, right? A lot of people serve the United States, your U.S. citizens, right? 14th Amendment citizens, debt slaves, slave in debt, right? A lot of people serve a boss. Don't have time for your own business. Don't have time for your own family. Don't have time to do homeschooling. Don't have time to be able to make sure you grow your own food. I got to get to work. I got to make sure my boss is okay, right? A lot of people serve people like me. They serve a pastor. And ain't nothing wrong with serving, but do you serve but even if this person should be in what we're about to talk about now. If you're going to serve them, they better make sure they have what you need, which is what we're about to talk about now. All these things you're serving, make sure that you serve your purpose. And to serve your purpose, you have to serve a system, as I talked about earlier. The system that you serve will be the thing that yields the results that you desire, period. Or will yield the results that you don't want. Amen. And discipline, that's all spark my fire, right? If the system you serve is going to be where you're going to end up. All right? If you're serving a system, watch this. And so you want to serve a system, and you want to get really great at being somebody who serves a system. People are not coming for you. I've talked about this before. They're coming for your fruit. Right? What are you serving up? What is the fruit that they can get from you? And watch this. You ready? Here's something for you. I want you to get this in your spirit. I want you to get this in your mindset, your psyche, your energy, your what is it? Your consciousness, your subconscious, whatever it is that you want to call it. I want you to get this in your system. You ready for this? You ready? Here we go. Check this out. You ready? You ready? Watch this. So here we go. Serving your purpose, right? That's why people make silly comments on here about Red Lobster and stuff. They no concept of purpose, right? And serving the purpose. So here we go. You ready for this? Serve your purpose. So if I serve purpose, whatever I serve, what you serve, matter of fact, I'm going to write the whole thing out. I usually don't write these sayings out, but let's write this whole saying out so you get it. What you serve, oh, sorry, can't spell. What you serve is what you deserve. And that's going to mess some people up. But if you notice, serve is in both of these. Did you catch that? See, we're going to use actual etymology today to break this stuff down. What you serve is what you deserve. You deserve it. You deserve that. What they're saying is you served something, you deserve it. Now D would be what? D is talking about usually what? To do something that's like taking away from. So if you take away from something or whatever, when you serve something, you're saying because you took away from a little bit, right? You served, you basically have had somebody take away from themselves, or you had to take away from yourself, whatever. What you serve is what you deserve. You got, like, let me put it in just modern terms, because some people are going to get lost. I don't think some people are even ready to go where we're going. Thank you, Holy Spirit. What you serve is what you deserve. Okay, let's just go with that. What you serve is what you deserve. So basically, long story short, if you're in a position to where you're serving something, you're going to get what you served. If you serve alcohol, I know this is going to hurt somebody's feelings, and I'm not saying that we should not like you, that we should just say, well, you get what you deserve or whatever. No, what I'm trying to tell you is, even though we should help you out of it, if you serve alcohol, don't be shocked if you receive alcoholism, right? If you don't drink water, don't be shocked if you get dehydration, right? If you serve sugar, don't be shocked if you have problems with diabetes. You see that? If you serve, right, the United States, don't be shocked if you are in debt. You're right. Like it's not. If you, right, if you serve, if you serve, I don't know. If you serve other people besides your wife, don't be surprised if you get divorced. You hear what I'm saying? Like, what you serve is what you deserve. My company's not doing that. Is your company built on service? We're not really able to do. Why is this person getting this? And you start getting covetous and stuff. Why is so-and-so doing this? Why is so-and-so doing this? Why won't anybody listen to me? On my platform, I speak better than this person. I do this better than this person. Well, look, I serve. I told people this, man. I don't sell anything, right? If people want to donate, they donate. I don't serve anything. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't sell, excuse me. I serve, but I do not sell anything, right? Because the people who you now pay for their items, they gave it to you for free at first. And when they gave them you themselves and what they did for free, you started wanting it so much that you gave money. You think that you bought a service, or bought something, but you bought a service. You really bought what they were already giving, right? Just because you didn't know somebody at a certain point and now you just caught up on who they are doesn't mean that there wasn't a time where they were giving it out, right? You call them demos, demonstrations. You go to Costco, and there's places all over Costco. You go to, I don't know all the names of the places. I don't really do the shopping. BJ's, Costco's, what's the Walmart one? Sam's Club, right? All these different things. You go to all these different places, and what do you see? You see places where they're giving out little piece here, little here. Hey, try this thing. Try this pill. Try this food. Why don't you try this piano out real quick? Why don't you try this toy? Look at these books over here. Look at this. Look at that. They have the whole thing set up. Why? Because they want to serve it to you for free, and they figure if you like the taste of what you get for free, then you'll go ahead and buy it. If I serve it up right, then you'll go ahead and give me what I deserve. Right? Are you catching it in the different ways we can do? Right? Whatever you serve is what you deserve. Whatever you serve is what you deserve. If you sow out a nasty spirit, a nasty attitude, don't be upset when you get a nasty attitude back. Right? If you served it, then you should be ready for it. Anything you serve out, be ready to take it. Right? If you serving out, cussing everybody out, then don't be upset when people cuss you out. I don't know where that even came from. I didn't even do anything to them. Well, if you cussing people out all day, every day, some way, shape, or form is coming back to you. You deserve it. Right? Sometimes, watch this, because of who you serve. See, I put what you serve. Sometimes because who you serve is what you deserve. If I serve somebody that's anti all this wild and foolish stuff that's going on in the world today, then guess what? If that person I serve got put on blast and people killed him, then I deserve what he got. If I want to get what he got, which is power, and I'm supposed to be, and all this stuff, and wealth, and all these things that come with it, right? Then the person who went through it to get that stuff, if I'm going to serve them, then I got to be ready to deserve whatever they get. See, like, are you willing to do that? Right? People want to get stuff, but they don't want to serve their purpose. Purpose is daily manifestation that brings you closer to the vision. Right? And here's the deal with why you should serve your purpose. See, because serving your purpose is going to do this for you. right? Serving your purpose, right? And then somebody says, somebody serves me this, I'm gonna give them back what they deserve. Yeah, you know. But and if that's what you do, then be ready, because at some point it's got to come back to you. It becomes a continuous cycle, right? But serving your purpose, check this out. If I'm gonna serve my purpose, then at some point I have to recognize that learning to be in my purpose and what I need to do every day to get to where I'm headed, serving my purpose does this. It gives me protection. Because serving my purpose is lawful. Remember, laws don't give rights, laws protect rights. So serving my purpose, it protects me. Now, how does serving my purpose protect me? What does that even mean? It protects me, right? Okay, if I need to be somebody who's a speaker for a long period of time, and I need to teach certain things for a long period of time, I can't teach what I don't live. Some people do that all the time, right? But we call them, hypocritical, hypocrites. It literally means that they live, they're basically like, or what is it, hyper and hypo, right? So hypercrite basically means like that I live, that basically like hypercritical or hypocritical. So hypo would be like that you're living underneath. Hyper means that you're living above, right? So a lot of people say that they're a standard, right? But they're really underneath the standard that they set. They're a hypocrite. They're a hypocrite, right? Or I'm sorry, hypo. Yeah, hypocrite, right? Not a hypercrit. They're a hypocrite. Excuse me, hypocrite, hypocrite. Hypo literally means you live beneath the criteria that you set or that you say you live by, the system you say you live by. So in order for me to not be a hypocrite or a hypocrite, I have to serve my purpose. So one of the reasons, besides the fact that I love her, she's amazing, I can't live without her, I love the way she feels, I love her touch, I love her smile, right? I love who she is, I love how the Most High gifted me my wife. So I love my wife, and I'm gonna honor my wife, and I'm gonna treat my wife with respect and be faithful with her because of that. But guess what else? Right? Guess what else comes along with that? I love my wife till death do us part, and then some. Guess what else is gonna come with that though? Not only that, but I have to be, in serving my purpose, I have to also make sure that I can never be out here teaching on marriage and teaching on the Bible and teaching on the word and stuff, and then end up to where I'm cheating because I'm a hypocrite. I couldn't live with myself. But also, what happens if one of you guys catch me out here and it gets put on social media? And now the kingdom and the community we're being set has to take steps back because I was a hypocrite. So serving my purpose, it protects me not only from just what people say about me, but it also helps me to be like, man, I can't even entertain what that girl is talking about, right? Can't even entertain a phone call or a random text or, hey, like girls be crafty, y'all be crafty too, a DM, something like that. Oh, my fault, I didn't mean to text you, but hey, since I texted you, how you doing, blah, blah, can't even entertain it, sorry. Gotta let you know, married, and if you keep being a habitual line stepper, gotta block you, right? Because my purpose protects me. My vision is to be married till death do us part, and then some, right? So my purpose, serving that purpose, protects me. Serving that purpose protects me from saying something harmful to my wife, right? So not only am I faithful to my wife because of my love and passion and common goal and becoming one with her, my purpose is protected because I can't allow what I say about marriage to be proven untrue by my own words. And therefore you can't, one of the things that you won't use to disallow my words will be my actions, right? Mr. Derrick Jackson kept giving all this stuff, and it was bad advice all the time anyway, but people didn't realize it was bad advice until what? Until they saw, oh, wait a minute, you said this is your purpose, but you don't even serve what you say you serve. Therefore, you unprotected out here now. And not only are you unprotected, your wife is unprotected. People making fun of her now. Now she got to come out here and try to speak a word, and she's not even qualified to speak a word. But she's out there trying to protect you and then trying to protect her relationship with the Most High and trying to protect her decision to stay with you and all this stuff like that. And she out here looking foolish because you didn't serve your purpose. And when you didn't serve your purpose, you messed up her purpose too. right? It protects you. Watch this. My vision is not to be healthy, right? My purpose is to be healthy so I can get to the vision. So I must take care of myself, right? I have to take care of myself in a different manner. Why? Because the purpose that I have, I serve it. And in order to serve it, therefore, it protects me. So if somebody says, hey, man, we're going to go out and we just going to get lit up and get drunk and now let's go ahead and drive home, I can't do nothing like that, right? I can't do anything like that because it doesn't serve my purpose. What's the point of the exercise? Why are we executing what we're executing? Right? Serving a purpose. Is what you're doing in your life serve a purpose? Does everything that you do have a purpose attached to it? Do you consider the cost? Right? Do you consider the cost of what you do and protect yourself from it? Right? I'm not out here trying to make sure that that I grow food because that's my vision. I'm growing food because that's part of the purpose. I'm sorry. Like, growing food is going to take me to the vision. If I'm going to be somebody who's in the kingdom and operate as a king, then I can't depend on other people to feed me and feed those who would be in my environment. Therefore, to protect me from being in a position where I got to depend on somebody else for food. I might go to a restaurant, fine, but I don't have to depend on the restaurant. I don't have to depend on the store to make sure my family eats. Right? My family can eat off this. Right? Like, there's a reason why I don't just go ahead and cut this down all the time. I let it grow some. You know why I let that grow over the tree? Because that's edible. It serves a purpose. It's not just in here. Some of you are cutting lawns just because. They're cutting down dandelions. Dandelions are the healthiest thing that you can eat. Chickweed, some of the healthiest stuff you can eat. Oh, it's a weed. I don't want it around. It doesn't look good. Or somebody told me it's bad. That serves a purpose. Somebody was asking me yesterday about what do I think, a friend I hadn't seen in, it feels like a couple years, probably a year or so, or almost a year. And he said, he was like, what do you think about smoking weed? I said, shoot, the herbs are for the healing of the nations. They serve a purpose. Why would we cut that out? Why would I be mad? Now, should you smoke it? Maybe not so much smoke it as eat it. Either way, though, like, it's still healing your body. And I told people, y'all gonna be mad. Don't mess around and let something like something really invasive like cancer or something like that try to mess with your boy. Because I'm gonna be right here on the live with it right in my hand. Real talk. Because it serves a purpose. And knowing that it will protect me from worried about what people say on here. Right? Knowing your purpose, is part of knowing who you are. When you know who you are, there's certain things you can't partake in. Some people get mad, oh, that person never hanging out with anybody. They're so introverted. I'm praying that they begin to do. Being introverted might be part of who they are. It serves their purpose. Therefore, they don't come into contact. Or sometimes it's not even that they're introverted. They're so purpose-driven and oriented that they say, you know what? If you don't have anything to do to establish vision and purpose and help me with the value of those things, why would I be around you? So-and-so, she ain't dated nobody in 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. You know, she really need to get a new man and this and that or whatever. If she don't find no man that serves a purpose, right, that serves a purpose and even knows who he is, why would she even get under him? See, people use words and don't even know what they mean. Talking about my wife should submit. My wife, right now, submits. It will tell you that she doesn't mind submitting, but my wife will tell you too, she ain't submitting to just anything. Real talk. Real talk. Right? Like, if it don't serve a purpose, why would she submit to it? If she doesn't feel secure in what I'm doing, why would she submit to it? If she doesn't feel like a woman in what I'm doing, why would she submit to it? And real talk, if we just keep it 100, right? Real talk, if we keep this 100, people messing with our stuff. Oh well, looks like we lost the podcast. Right, but real talk, we lost it for some reason. Hold on, I guess we'll make a part 1 and a part 2. But real talk, and if you want to put the babies, if you got babies listening or whatever, you might want to put some headphones on and mute this for about 30 seconds or so. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Real talk, some of y'all be in the bedroom and do stuff and it don't serve no purpose either. So I do marital coaching as well as life coaching. I be talking to couples, and some of the things that cause them the most stress is that somebody won't do this, or if they doing it, they just doing stuff. They just doing stuff to me. They didn't ask me about it. They didn't consider a purpose. Come on, somebody, let's be adult. I know people who are into the Bible don't like being adult about things, but real talk, I have to hear this stuff, and yet people want to act like this doesn't protect yourself from even going through that. Talk about your purpose. When I do marital coaching, before people even walk down the aisle or however they're going to get married, I legit ask them, like, hey, have you talked about sexual desires? Have you talked about what you like? Because you need to protect yourself now. Right? Understand, like, this person might be into some stuff and you might find it strange, or it might be some stuff that you've never tried. Are you willing to do that for that person? Because if not, that person's going to need that, and it might cause you some issues with them thinking about stepping out because you can't provide something. And if that person needs somebody to do that, maybe they need to find someone else. Right? Maybe they not need, you know, it doesn't mean that you don't like the person, but loving the person is action. And if you're not willing to do certain actions, and if I can say this, and then I'm going to stop because I said 30 seconds. I'm already think I'm over time on that. But however, I need you to hear this part too, right? Don't come in the bedroom. What's the purpose of this? Don't come in the bedroom with the praise the Lord spirit, right? The Lord is there. I get it and everything. But real talk, the bedroom is undefiled, right? And I can't tell you how many brothers and sisters come in there with a mindset of, we going to come in here and we going, oh, well, you know, let us make sure that we do this and let everything be in accordance, and I don't want to, you know, make myself look bad, and would this make me look like I wasn't somebody who served the Lord? The bedroom undefiled. Like, when we come in there, I ain't passing nothing, right? You feel what I'm saying? This is real talk. I'm not passing nothing up in there, right? Like, we getting it in. I'm sorry to say it like that, but, like, serve your purpose. What's the purpose of what you're doing? When we coming in there, it ain't time to go over scripture. I'm not waiting to hear amen. I'm waiting to hear something, but it ain't amen. That might be too far. Let me go ahead and stop, because some of y'all gonna leave. But I'm just being real, right? And we don't talk about this. And here your children go trying to find out where they can get somebody to tell them about this, because you won't tell them something. And if you would talk to them or find somebody who would talk to them about this in real talk, then they would be protected from it when some boy or some girl on the street tried to take your baby's virginity before it's time. Right? You want a husband or a wife to take your son or your daughter's virginity, not no boy or girl. But because you didn't protect them by making sure that this stuff was there, you didn't tell them a purpose. Hey, your child is going through puberty. You won't even talk to them about sex. What sense does that make? Your child your little girl is bleeding because her body is telling her that from this point on, it is ready to give birth to children. I know you might say her mind's not ready. Fine. Her body is telling her that she's ready to give birth to children. And you got a little boy out there having wet dreams whose body is telling him he's ready to give birth to children. And yet, you will not tell them about the purpose of what they're going through. Right? And then try to figure out why you get so. Remember, what you serve is what you deserve. If you serve fear about telling the truth about their own body, then you deserve whatever's going to come with that. Let's leave that alone. Let's leave that alone. People don't want to hear that, but that's real, right? You said my son knows all of it. He knows what women have to go through, all that. No, I'm just, yeah, he helped. I'm just saying. A lot of people don't. I'm glad for your son. A lot of us don't, right? So serve your purpose. Serving my purpose will disallow me from getting certain things, because whatever you serve is what you deserve. Now, here's something people don't want to talk about again, right? But let's deal with this too, right? Let's just go ahead and do the 5 W's and an H. That's the easiest way. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Who, what, where, when, why, and how, right? Who, what, where, when, why, and how. Who do you serve? Who do you serve? I don't serve anybody but myself. Nope. You serve somebody. Who do you serve? I serve myself. Nope. You work for somebody? Who do you serve? What do you serve? There's a what that you serve. I don't serve anything. I don't serve man. I don't serve this. I don't serve man. Mammon. You can't serve Elohim and Mammon. Okay. All right. So then why do you work 40-something hours a week and you're outside of your purpose? And when I ask you, why don't you do your purpose, you say, well, I got to work. You serve your job. This is why we got to get sovereignty, and we got to get people to have multiple streams of income, because people think that their only income is attached to what they serve. What you serve will get you your income, but why not serve what you're called to be? Why do you have to show up on somebody else's watch? Why do you have to depend on somebody else to say that you deserve this much money when they only pay you a fraction of the amount that you deserve? You can make a company $5 million today, and they might be nice to you and say, man, thank you for the $5 million, you know, here's $40,000 for the year. You made them $5 million in a day. Those of y'all who work in restaurants, you could serve 1,000, in some way, shape, or form, you serving 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 people in a day, hoping that the people that you serve give you tips. Right? And by the way, there's a lesson in that. Right? The greater service I give, the more money I get. But understand, the whole tip thing was designed for what? The whole tip thing was designed specifically so that people, it was black people who were working, they didn't have to pay them, and that the black people would depend on white people to pay them. And sometimes in their own neighborhoods, black people would tip the black people better because they knew the black people weren't getting stuff, right? But what do you serve? Where do you serve? Where do you serve? Right? I can even put where and when together for me, because every day, 8 a.m. Eastern New York time, no matter where you be, when 8 a.m. hits, Kofi gonna be on. Why? Because I serve my purpose. If I'm not feeling well, if I'm feeling great, if I'm at the beach, if I'm in another country, if I'm in another community, if I'm doing something live, somehow, some way, when you tune in, 8 a.m. Eastern New York time, Kofi's gonna be right there, because I serve. If you go certain places in certain communities and certain dates, you will find me in the same place every time. Why? Because we're gonna serve. Right? There are people, when we give out clothes and stuff in Baltimore, DMV, certain places on the East Coast, when we give out clothes to people and stuff, they know certain days, hey, certain dates and stuff, every weekend they're gonna be here or here. If I want clothes, if I don't find them here, I'm gonna catch the bus over here, and I'm gonna walk away with enough clothes to make sure that I'm straight throughout the winter. Right? When people know where you are, they come to find you. What they say this in sports, but this also goes for corporate business and stuff as well, right? Check this out. Just find out your purpose. We talked about that earlier. So we have this recorded on YouTube. If you want to, or we'll have the recording uploaded on YouTube later on. But we talked about vision, purpose, and value. You got to establish your vision. Where are you headed? Then your purpose is what you do every day to get to where you're headed. Now, what you're asking is, how do you establish your vision? And that's something else we can talk about, even though we talked about it a lot. We can talk about that some other time. And you can reach out to us. You can DM me, stuff like that. We can figure that out. But vision, purpose, and then value, right? But back to this. So people know who you are, what you do, or what you are, where you are, and when you are. And one of the sayings that people say in businesses, the best ability is availability. They say that in sports. The best ability is availability. Right? Who cares if you're the greatest boxer of all time, right? If you get injured so much that you can never fight a fight. Right? There's a guy playing football right now, Saquon Barkley, and he can't stay on the field. He just hurt himself again with the same injury that he's had, I think, twice now, or basically the same injury in the same area of his legs. Right? Had it again last night. Pretty much is done after this. You know, at this point, like, he was coming into form. He was kind of sort of showing glimpses of his old self. He couldn't really sustain it as much as he used to. And then all of a sudden, like, he hurt himself again, you know. So who's going to really pay him? He can't show up. Now, that's an extreme example and a physical example. However, the real thing, Shalom J Stacks, real thing I want to tell you about availability is that people can't find you because like, the best ability is availability. 90% of stuff is really showing up, at least. Showing up and being on time, right? I'm late from time to time, but, right? I'm late from time to time. But anybody who knows me will tell you that for the most part, I'm going to be where I say I'm going to be when I say I'm going to be there. And if I'm going to be a little late, I'm going to make sure I hold myself accountable. Hey, I'm sorry. You know, I'm running 15 minutes later. Something came up with my family, or I've got this, I've got that, whatever. I'm going to let you know. But the best ability is availability. Serve your purpose, right? Then why? Why do you serve? Why do you serve what you serve? And really, that's when you want to talk about purpose or even vision, you got to start asking yourself these questions. Am I serving this, whatever I'm serving? Am I serving this because it's something that is great for me and is going to bless my family for generations? Or am I serving this because I'm afraid to step out on faith and do what I'm supposed to do? Am I serving this because it gives me the results that I want? Am I serving this because it builds me up? And people are afraid. People keep saying, well, no, you got to make the money. Fine. While I'm working a job, a 9 to 5, am I making sure that when I get off or even during my break or getting up early to make sure that I'm doing what's necessary to still serve the purpose? Because the goal should be eventually at some point to not have to depend on somebody else to give me what the Most High already gave me within myself. Heck, when I go and talk to people, when you're calling people on the phone, hey, so-and-so, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? Oh, can we're looking for other people to validate who we are. No. If I know who I am, what I do, where I am in this moment in time, when it's time for me to make the move, why am I going out and looking for other people? Why am I calling you if I already know those things? If I'm calling you, then it better be for a specific purpose. It better because I trust you. I know that you do this. I can't tell you how irritating it is to me when I find out how many people keep looking to people who have 5, 6, 7 relationships at a time, or like can't keep a relationship, can't keep a marriage, can't keep a woman, can't keep a man, don't want to keep a man or a woman sometimes, but then want to tell you everything it does to keep a man or a woman. Like, why am I going to you for that? Go to somebody who's established. That's why, even though I don't get to talk to them all the time, we got friends and family that we make sure that we talk to about marriage. Why? Because they 20, 30, 40, 50, sometimes 70 years in, right? When you 70 years in a marriage, that's why I'm calling you. I'm not calling you because, look, no offense to you, but, you've been divorced 5 times. You might have great information, and I'll take it as B, but be honest, it's not going to be as credible to me. Even though I might take it, it's going to take longer for me to take that than somebody that I know has been doing this for 70 years. And not because they've been perfect. They could have had abuse in their marriage. They could have had somebody being a drunk. They could have had, but they made it 70 years. There's something to say about that, right? There's something to say for that. And then the last one, how? How do you serve your purpose? Like we talked about earlier. What is your system? Is your system designed to make sure that you serve a purpose? Is your system designed to serve not a purpose even, but your purpose? Can your system serve your purpose? The system that you bow down to, because I don't care who you are, everybody talk, I don't listen to this, I don't need nobody. The system you bow down to, you serve. And I want to focus on this who, because this is really where submission comes into play, not just for women, but for men too. I don't know why men run away from the word submission, and I don't know why women run away from the word submission. But I said this earlier, right? What you serve is what you deserve. Well, who you serve is what you deserve. Because I'm here to tell you that as much as people don't want to, they think this is a cuss word, I'm here to tell you that where my blessings come from is when I'm in service. When I submit to people, when I submit to Yah, and when I serve my purpose, when I change lives one mind at a time by being a voice of the voiceless and speaking the unspoken, when I'm in that element, that's where the blessings come in. That's what takes care of my family. People keep saying, what do you do for a living? Tell us what you do for a living. I do this. I serve. I use what I'm called to do. The Bible says that it is your gift that will bring you before royalty, that will bring you before kings and queens, right? It is your gift that brings you before kings and queens, right? You got to submit to your purpose in developing that gift, right? Your gift is going to bring you before kings and queens. Understand that when a king or queen brings you before the throne, they're not bringing you before the throne because they like you specifically. They might like you, but that's not good enough reason to have you come before the throne. It's not because you're handsome or you're pretty. You know, they might think that you are, but that's not reason enough to bring you before the throne. There has to be a reason to legally allow you into the court, the throne, right? And so, what is the reason? They see that you use your gift to serve your purpose, and that your gift serves a purpose. And so what they do is they'll bring you before them, because the greater your gift serves, they also realize that your gift will serve them. Point in case, and we're going to use Republicans and Democrats because I don't want anybody here getting caught up on which one is better or worse, because both of them are the same system, right? I don't care for either one of them any more than the other. They're both trying to manipulate the people and both do a successful job at doing so, right? So I want to give you an example, and we'll use two huge staples for both communities, the Democratic community and the Republican community, all right? All right, or the Democrat community and the Republican community. You ready? Do you think that it was an accident? People got caught up on this and, oh, how can't you see? But I want you to see how even the enemy understands how to use your gift. We don't use our gift. We don't serve a purpose, but even the enemy understands it. You think it was an accident that Donald Trump brought Jim Brown, Kanye West, Lil Wayne, Steve Harvey, right? The list goes on, right? Of all these black people, Candace Owens, whatever the girl's name is that was with him on The Apprentice. You think it was an accident that these people were brought to the White House and brought to Trump Towers and all this to make sure that they shook hands with them? You think it's an accident that Lil Wayne and Lil Wayne too, right? Lil Wayne got off because of Trump signing off, and Lil, which one was the other one, that Kodak Black? You think it's an accident that Donald Trump did that? He understood that they served a purpose, right? But let's flip it on the other side, because people like to only focus on one side. You think it's an accident that Barack Obama gave somebody like Ellen DeGeneres the highest civilian honor that you can give somebody? You think that was an accident? Here he is, a president, trying to make sure that everything establishes is LGBTQ+. He makes sure that the Supreme Court justice he puts in is going to be LGBTQ+. He makes sure that the three major laws, he didn't give major laws and major things to his own people. He gave them to a specific, he gave them to a specific gay rights, LGBTQ+ group, but wouldn't even give it to his own people. And told his own people when he was running, I'm not the black president, I'm not the white president, I'm the president. Everybody clapped, not realizing he was saying, I'm not about to do anything for you guys because I don't work for you. Right? But that same person made sure that he gave Ellen DeGeneres, right, that award. And he made sure he found other athletes and things like that, and he gave them those awards, right? Why did he do that? You think that was an accident? No, he understood the gift. The gift is what everybody admired about him. Ellen DeGeneres, you may or may not like her, find her funny, but she makes people laugh. She's popular. She got her own show. She's growing at the time, right? And so since all those things are happening, guess what happens? He says, I need to go ahead and use her gift to make me look great. Now, your gift is supposed to bring you before kings and queens, right? Do you comprehend that you're serving your purpose within your gift is what's about to bring you before the kings and queens? Right? That's what's going on. Your gift, your calling, is what is supposed to bring you before these kings and queens. Are you ready to serve your purpose? People are purpose-driven. Some people call it results-oriented. Right? 5 love languages. Right? Words of affirmation. Acts of service, gifts, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. When you interact with people, do you even know what the purpose of your every move is with them? If somebody likes hugs, man, you better be hugging up on them. If you want to be received well, serve a purpose. Every movement has a purpose. If somebody likes to hear kind words about themselves, give them as many as you can. It is so annoying to me. Somebody will be, man, I'm just not that type of person. I don't care what you say about me, this and that. Well, that person you're dealing with does, right? Your child likes to hear kind words. Come out yourself and give your child a kind word. Your spouse might like a kind word. Come out yourself and give a kind word, right? Does it serve a purpose? Does it have any value, right? Well, I'm not really big on holding hands in public, this and that, but what if the person you're with is big on holding hands? It serves a purpose, right? It serves a purpose. Trying to figure out why you can't come before anybody. Anyways, let me try and hit a couple of these questions real quick before we get ready to take our leave. How come people take kindness for weakness? That was asked by Andy. Why do people take kindness for weakness? Because people, I don't know, a lot of people aren't kind. A lot of people are used to a world that says that you're not supposed to be kind. You're supposed to bully others to get what you want. The goal shouldn't be to worry about whether they establish kindness for weakness, even though I would say be careful, because some people that you think are kind will be the very people that will mess you up. You know, be careful of the quiet ones, stuff like that, right? But also, I would make it a point to say that your goal is not to worry about whether they think you're kind or weak. Be who you are. Be kind and strong. Be who you are. And you'll find that being who you are makes you stronger than anything else anyways. There's a classroom on TikTok that wants you. Okay, thank you. Yes. How do you find your calling? Are you talking about there's somebody that wants me to be a part of it? Well, I mean, they can DM me, or you can send them information if that's what you're saying. I'm not sure. So how do you find your calling / purpose / gift? So once again, we're talking about VPV. Our context is vision, purpose, and value. Purpose is actually second on the list. Our working definition for purpose is daily manifestation that brings you closer to the vision. The vision is what should be established, and what a lot of people do is they confuse the two. They say, if you say, what's your purpose? They start talking about their vision. Your vision is your blueprint, where you're going. Then after you finish the blueprint, you go back, you start building to get to what it is that you see on the blueprint. The blueprint's the vision. So you need to have a blueprint. What am I doing? How much is this going to cost me? How many people are being in and out of my life? What am I going to be doing? What do I need to pay attention to? Et cetera, right? Once you have that established, that's vision. Now you go back for purpose. Purpose is, what do I do every day, right? Do I need to build a foundation first? How long does it take to make the foundation? The bigger the building, the deeper the foundation, right? So I have to come through all that stuff. So it's a different thought process usually than what we think. Somebody said how to know my purpose. I think we just said that. You go live every morning. Yes, we go every live. Why did you take the phone number? Why did I take a phone number? Oh, was that somebody talking about what I was saying earlier? Trying to be slick. I didn't take a phone number. Right? Somebody tried to get in touch with me and they tried to be like, I was trying to reach so-and-so. They tried to say it was a wrong number, or maybe it was a wrong number. I don't know. I don't know who the person was because they never identified themselves. I never called them or anything. I texted them. I said, you have the wrong number. I'm married. Even though that person's probably not on anymore, but people try to be slick with that. But anyways, serve your purpose. Even when people do that, like I tell people, the weird thing about it is people come on here specifically just to try and tell people why they're bad. Like some people literally are keyboard warriors or thumb warriors who literally just do nothing more than try to find anybody that's going on live or anything that any video puts out and tell them why it's negative, because they're in very negative places in their lives. And my whole thing apologetically is, if you're gonna come on, at least have a purpose. Like, do you even know what I'm about? Do you even know what my family is about? Do you even know who I am? Do you even know like what I do? Do you know where we've come from? Do you know how many channels we've had to restart and do this or whatever because of who we serve? Do you know how many people who hate me come on and have already said what you said and have looked foolish? Therefore, you probably should see what they said, study what they said, and not use the same thing. Like, even in that, and trying to come against somebody, you should at least serve your purpose, right? Like at least even if you're coming to destroy somebody, at least know how to destroy them. That's what just happened to, and I didn't even see the fight, but I already know what happened. What happened last night with, I forget his name, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder got knocked out in the 11th round. I didn't see it, but I bet you already know that he was doing stuff like that wasn't his purpose. Like, I could probably look at it and be like, man, you know what? He probably tried to do a little bit of this. Probably like kept doing things because he's not a boxer. Probably swung a couple times to open himself up, and Tyson Fury let it go. He probably was a little more hestant this time at times where he should have probably been more aggressive because of the fact that how he got knocked out and how bad it was the second fight. This and that probably was a little too braggadocious and stuff like that. Tyson Fury really is too braggadocious, but Tyson Fury's in a place where there's not really many people that are that great. You know, Joshua, whatever his name is, that's in England, he just got knocked out too. Really, is not that great. The heavyweight division's not that great. But anyway, oh, it was a good fight. Okay, well I'll go and look at it. Right. I'm not saying it wasn't a great fight. I'm just saying as far as like certain things like that, like Deontay Wilder probably shouldn't have fought Tyson Fury again. Right, purpose-wise, like what's the purpose of going to this guy who really, you were, even if people think you won the fight, you really didn't deserve, you know, to be that close, because if you hadn't knocked him down at the end, you wouldn't have fought. You're not really able to outfight him or outbox him. Second fight, you come in with a strategy that's totally messed up, even though you got injured. And then now the third one, like you should have probably had another fight after the first fight to say, I need to get myself together. Let me fight this person, that person. Now let me come back to Tyson Fury, right? And it builds up more stuff too, to where people will pay for it, you know, more so than they would have if you just went back to back. Now the third one, people didn't pay for as much because you guys went back to back to back. So you could have made more money, right? So even in that, there's purpose. But I'll watch it at some point, probably. You know, at the end of the day, though, like, serve your purpose in everything that you do. You're boxing, serve your purpose. If you're playing football, serve your purpose. If you're playing video games, serve your purpose. If you're married, serve your purpose. Learn what your purpose is. Now, some people say, to go on that question that a couple of people asked, well, how do you find your purpose? Well, I said, once again, find your vision. Once again, your vision is established on culture. So what is the culture you're looking for? A lot of people just go by culture. Married means that we walk down the aisle, we've dated for some years, you know, I put a ring on her finger, we established a date, we get married, and then we invited everybody out, and then we figured we're married now, we'll learn how to be husband and wife. Like, but that's not the purpose. So your purpose is, now I'm trying to figure out how to be what I should have already known, because you wouldn't go get you wouldn't go drive without a driver's license, right? Or some of us travel, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't, those of you who drive, you wouldn't go and drive a car without a driver's license like some of us did, but you still have to legally do that. You still have to legally, before you do somebody's hair, you have to go and make sure that you get qualified. Before you do somebody's feet or whatever, you got to get qualified. Before you do somebody's nails, you got to get qualified, right? If we do all that for those things, for something that might last 2 weeks, why wouldn't we do those things before we get married? So a lot of people get married and try to figure out the purpose of marriage. You know, a lot of people become adults and then try to figure out the purpose of life. A lot of us are trying to catch up because we should have been serving our purpose from the get-go, right? Even your name has a purpose. The word name means authority, right? A lot of people don't even know when you're signing, they just sign documents. Oh, I want to go ahead and get this. Okay, I'm going to just sign this, right? But you should sign documents very judiciously, very prejudiced, with a lot of prejudice. Right? That's why, or even without prejudice, so to speak, right? So you should even put in quotation marks above your signature, without prejudice, and you should put what on there? UCC 1-308. Why do we tell you to put that on there? Because it means that you're saying that I'm not going to be bound to this, and you're not going to catch me in a position to where I can't get out of this, especially if this is some foolishness, right? Especially if you are dishonorable with this contract, or if there's some stuff in there that you're trying to lie about. Well, I got a copy and you got a copy that says that we understand that I can break this thing, right? But you got to serve your purpose. You got to know vision. If your vision is if you don't even have part of your vision that your signature matters, then you won't even have part of your purpose to learn how it is to make sure that you use your signature. If you don't have part of your vision that you want to be without a social security number, then you won't even have part of your purpose to get from under that government. If you don't know that benefits and privileges are the only things that you can be taxed on, then you won't have part of your purpose to make sure that you don't have things you can be taxed on and stop getting certain benefits and privileges, right? Like, I found out something that was amazing. This is real talk. This is law. That what we're doing with the land that we're getting ready to get next year is great, because it will allow you to get rid of your social security number. Did you know that? A lot of people don't know that. Now, you can say I don't want benefits and privileges and write out of stuff, and yeah, but you'll still have your social security number, right? But you don't have to use it for anything. However, all we have to do is literally be a religious group, or what they call religious, have a play, and basically have a plan, or land, and have a plan of how you can take care of the elderly. If you can do those things, then the government says you can get rid of your social security number. As long as you belong to a group or an organization that has the ability to take care of the elderly, then you don't need to have a social security number anymore. That's it. That's it. It's that simple, right? But if you don't, I just learned that, like, as far as like it being that concrete in my mind, I just got that revelation not too long ago. But like vision, if you don't have a vision of that, then you can't serve a purpose. It won't be part of your purpose. You won't even think get rid of your social security number. You won't even think my children don't need a social security number or a birth certificate. You won't even think that way because you'll think, hey, they can't go to college with a social security number. That's not true at all. They can't open up a bank account without a social security number. That's illegal. That's not true at all. They can't get a passport without a social security number. If they've never had a social security number, they can't be stopped from getting a passport. That's not true at all. Right? But if that's not part of your vision, do you hear what I'm saying? If that's not part of your vision, it will never be part of your purpose. And if it's not part of your purpose, how can you serve your purpose? Stop serving everything else. Stop serving man. Stop serving money. Stop serving what the creation rather than the creator. Serve your purpose. And here's one of the reasons why, and I know I'm a little over on time. Let me just be obedient to the Holy Spirit, then we're going to take our leave. Last thing Holy Spirit said that I had to make sure is very clear is the reason why a lot of people don't serve their purpose is because they are afraid. The reason why a lot of people don't serve their purpose is because they're afraid. What if I don't make it? What if people don't like me? What if I get to the end of this and I don't get the revelation I thought? Serve your purpose. Serve your purpose. I don't know what to do. Serve your purpose. Well, how? I mean, I know what I want to do, but I mean, how can I do it? Because, I work 2 jobs or whatever. Can you find a way to work 1 less hour for 1 job and serve your purpose in that hour? I mean, I can't do it because I got to get up at 6 a.m. and you know what I'm saying? I've got to get the children ready, and then I've got to get the food ready, and then I've got to drop everybody off, and then I've got to come and do all the duties in the house, and I've got to do this, and I got to do that. Can you wake up an hour earlier, be in prayer, be in meditation, serve your purpose? What if you took 30 minutes a day? Some of you have taken 0 minutes a day. What if you're supposed to be cooking and you took 30 minutes a day to just make sure that you put some stuff in the oven and you just told somebody who's going to be at the house, hey, I just need you to turn this off at this time. I only got 30 minutes. I'm going to bake the stuff. I'm going to start the process. I'm going to put it in the oven. I need you to make sure. And that you set an alarm wherever you are, whatever you're doing, that you can excuse yourself. Hey, I got to go to the restroom real quick. You go in the restroom. Hey, did you make sure you turned it off? Yeah, I got it. Okay, thank you. Boom. And then you come back, your stuff is baked, it's good to go. Next thing you know, you selling something. That took 30 minutes. Now you got something you can sell every day. And watch this, give it away for free. Those of you that live in apartment complexes or something like that, give it away for free for people in your apartment complex. Hey, I made this or whatever. I just wanted to share it. Can you guys just tell me what you guys think? I'm going to give you a little piece of paper. If you could just write down a little note about if it was good, this, that, or whatever. Here's a number you can text. You can just throw some stuff. Here's my email address. Can you just send me an email real quick? I'd just like to hear your feedback. Man, man, you get an email. Man, that's great. Maybe you gave it to 100 people. Maybe only 20 people responded. 20 people respond. Man, that's great. That was excellent. 1 out of the 20, that wasn't all that or whatever. Okay, cool. 19 out of the 20 that responded, right? So that's 95% said that it was excellent. So, okay, I got a product, 95% good so far. All right, cool. And it's an apartment complex, probably people from different positions in life and all this stuff. Okay, cool. So I kind of got like a nice little feel. All right, out of those 20 people, maybe 10 people say, man, you know what? Like, that's really good, And then you just say, cool, well, I'm selling them now, and I'm just trying to get feedback on it, so I'm going to start selling them soon, but I just wanted to give. Remember, before I start selling and all that stuff, let me give it to you. I just wanted to give it out or whatever, kind of just like, hey, welcome to the community. My name's such and such. Now you're starting to even have a community form around your gift, right? Don't be afraid. There's different ways to put yourself out there than just, I got to put all my money out there, or I got to give up my job. You don't be afraid to find a solution to what's causing you to what? Not serve your purpose. Everything you do has to serve a purpose. Everything. When you go to sleep tonight, make sure that it serves a purpose. If you're getting your nails did, sis, you getting your nails did every 2 weeks, I ain't mad at it. You getting your nails did every 2 weeks, you getting your hair did every 2 weeks, or once a month, something like that, I ain't mad at it. But why not if you're getting your nails did every 2 weeks and you got to do physical labor or something like that, or you deal with sickness or illness, why not get your nails done once a month, do your nails yourself the other time once a month, and then go ahead and take that other once a month thing that you were saving for your nails, go ahead and put it into your body. Get yourself a massage. Right? Everything that you do is purpose. We keep being afraid. I don't know where I'm going to come up with it. We're afraid to even look for it. Don't be afraid to look for the purpose or the way to serve purpose. You'll look for a way to make sure that you give everybody else your time, your talent, your effort, your energy, your finance. That's why people that even do any type of thing that bless us with any type of stuff over here, like, you better believe all those people know about investing. If you're gonna give 10% to somebody else, you better be giving 10% to yourself, bare minimum, right? Like if anybody who does that, why? Because you got to serve your purpose. Don't be afraid, and don't be afraid to serve somebody else, and it don't have to be me, right? But understand, like I said earlier, my stuff, it comes out of serving people. I understand. I look for service because serving opportunities are opportunities to be able to have capital. I can't tell you how many times I went and I just showed up to, like, I went one where, like, the most that I've ever had a donation given to me by, and it was a really big sized church. It was down in Florida. I actually went down to support my father-in-law for the loss of his brother. And so I was just literally sitting in a huge congregation, and the pastor was preaching. Never met the pastor before. And so we're going to his homegoing service. Never met the brother who had passed. I met his children, never met him. So never met him, being respectful. Pastor starts preaching, and I'm feeling it. So I'm just, amen, just standing up. I'm far back. I'm not even that close, right? I'm far back away. Just because he's preaching the word. I'm like, man, this thing is mighty right here. I'm feeling it. So I'm just myself, and I'm serving with an amen. Guess what happened out of that? He sees me later on. He says, hey, are you a preacher? I just look at him. I'm like, yeah. He says, yeah, there's something about you and the way that you conduct yourself. So we start talking. He finds out where I am. Next thing you know, he says, hey, Thanksgiving, I'd like for you to come down and give a word. For real? Yeah, I'd like for you to just come down and give a word. Huge place. The place where a lot of my family grew up in and everything. So we go back down there. We're like conquering heroes. And people are giving us stuff, like we're going to swap meets and stuff. People are giving us stuff and everything when they find out who we are. And I'm just like overwhelmed. But you know what? All I did, I came to serve. I came to make sure that my father-in-law, I was the person that was driving to make sure that my father-in-law made it down to make sure that he saw his brother off. That was, all I was doing was serving. I served my purpose, right? And I wasn't afraid when somebody walked up to me and was like, yo, I want to give you an opportunity. If it meant I got to take off, and it's the most finances that I was ever blessed with for preaching the word. Didn't even know if they were gonna. I thought they were just coming, maybe give me, you know, I'm used to the most somebody might give you $100 and something or $200 at the most. I'd be like, thank you very much, you know, give you the whole spiel. We can't afford to pay you, but yeah, I'll give you this, and it's like, okay, cool, thank you very much. I'm not expecting much. They took care of the hotel room, so I'm thinking maybe they took care of the hotel room. Maybe that's it. I've never really done the whole huge, you know, that's my first experience with like the mega church type feel. You know, so I was like, you know, come in there, the lights are on, the camera's on, this and that or whatever. And so I gave a word, and the reason why it was so big is because the pastor had his own business that's similar to what I do now. And so what he did was, the church blessed me with something that the pastor came behind and said, I'm gonna match whatever they gave you. Found out what they gave me and then gave me what it was. So I made double what I was supposed to get, all because I served. I came there, I did a great job, or great, you know, gave a great, you know, was in my authority and did it very well. And so he said, man, I'm gonna double whatever they give you, I'm doubling it. And they gave me a lot. And so he doubled it, right? It's not the biggest thing I've ever put in my wife's hand, but at the time it was the biggest thing I'd ever put in her hand at one time. And all I did was serve. That's it. All I did was serve. And everything that we paid our way down there and stuff like that. It was everything that we paid and then some. Everything was taken care of. Bills were taken care of, because I served. I'm trying to tell you guys, like, people are trying to make this into a huge thing. Serve your purpose. Once you find out your lane, be the best at that lane. Can't nobody be better at me than I can be, right? I know that ain't great English, but that's a great point. There's no preacher on the planet that's better at preaching like me than I am. So why would I not serve that purpose and see it through? Nobody on the planet is greater at being you than you, to the point to where nobody will ever have your your exact DNA. They will never have your exact fingerprint. None of it, right? They will never be able to be you. Why? Because who you are is something that the world specifically needs, and nobody can do it like you can do it. Now the question is, will you serve that purpose? And if you do, watch the kings and queens show up. Watch the people that show up to your lives. Watch the people that show up in your lives, so to speak, right? We even watch the opposition that comes, and when the opposition comes, be thankful for it, because all it is a sign that you're serving your purpose. When TikTok and other platforms keep trying to take us down and stuff like that, and they got to put us right back up, you know what? You know why I smile now? Because I'm like, that's a sign of purpose. Somebody comes on, oh, he's trying to do this and trying to do that. They're afraid, because I'm in my purpose. So I'm thankful and grateful. Those of you who are listening on the podcast, who watched or who listened to part 1, or listening to part 2 now. Those who are on YouTube listening to this recording later on. Those of you who are on TikTok, very quickly, if you'd like to find us on YouTube, this is actually our actual page number, but if you'd like to find us in general, you can just look up #find Kofi. If you'd like to be able to, let's see, #find Kofi. If you'd like to be able to text or find out what's going on with us through our website, just look for Kofi -Wafudi.com. If you'd like to be able to get in contact with us for something, the best number, I got to get used to this. I'm starting to memorize it now. The best number to reach us at is 410-714, and then was it 5078. Next best number to text us at is 202-599-7312. And that's for anything. Check out our services. Check out services that we're able to give. Check out things that you can do to help the community. Check out ways that you can be able to be a blessing. Check out our 7 F's. Things like faith, foundation, family, food, things that we're using to be able to be a blessing to others. And text us. We got our classes starting on Zoom this evening. Mondays, marriage. Tuesdays, monarchy. Wednesdays, sovereignty. Thursdays, natural medicine 1. Fridays are fibroid cysts. Saturdays, Hebrew characters. And we can talk more about that offline. Just text us if you're interested in being part of the community and learning with us and growing with us. Remember, next Monday, so not today, but next Monday, we'll be coming on at 6:45 a.m. Eastern. I'll be on at 6:30 a.m., but we'll start class at 6:45 a.m. and go to 7:45 a.m. before we come on the lives. That'll only be on Mondays starting next Monday, and that will be for Bible study only. So we'll just be doing straight Bible study and speaking. You can ask questions. We can go back and forth. You can be in the comment section as well. Also, too, don't forget October 30th is going to be our Brothers in Black at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern in New York time. Women are invited as well. Brothers, we're asking that you wear all black in solidarity. October 31st will be our special session. That's going to follow on a Sunday, on perfect timing for our special session calendar. My wife, my son, and I will be in front of you all to speak on Hallows Eve and what Hallows Eve or Halloween means and where it comes from, and how hard it is to deal with stuff and certain things that are even things that we might want to participate in, but we got to be careful about. Then in November, we're looking at doing baptisms. Those who want to be baptized in the name of Yahshua, Yahweh, Ruach HaKodesh. If you'd like to be able to join us for that in different locations that we'll be doing, we're going to start trying to put that stuff together as far as putting information out in next month. And we have a couple of good leads already that we're looking at. So if you're interested in being part of that, let us know. November also too, we're looking at putting our marriage contracts together for those that are married. So if you're interested in that, let us know. And then I believe it's December 18th, the Saturday. It's either the 16th or the 18th, but I believe it's December 18th at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern in New York time. We're going to have our Women in Red event where our sisters, it'll be about them. So brothers, you're invited to that if you would like to be able to be part of that. But that'll be for our sisters, and we're asking that our sisters wear red in solidarity on that day. And Minister Maya, my wife, the Honorable Maya, she'll have more stuff for you guys later on. Don't forget, you can find my wife by looking up Bloom and Flourish, not A-N-D, but the letter N, Bloom and Flourish. You can follow her on TikTok, YouTube, and her website. You can also do hashtag Find Bloom, hashtag FINDBLOOM, and find out more information about what she's doing. But Bloom and Flourish, you can find her on TikTok, YouTube, and her website. She's a herbalist, she's a chemist, she's a healer, she's a biologist by degree, and she is able to help people and bless people all around the diaspora. So we're thankful, we're grateful, we appreciate you, and that's all I have. Our prayer is that you not only be hearers of this word, but you be doers as well. And as always, this has been Pastor Kofi, aka the Shadow Band One, Pastor of Servants of Christ, where we are always changing lives one mind at a time by being the voice of the voiceless and speaking the unspoken, until I have the great privilege, opportunity, and responsibility of being in front of you all again. Please remember, as always, that you are loved, you are necessary, you are majestic, you are fearfully, wonderfully made, and you, which is all of us working together, we shall be the reason this world changes for the better, bare minimum. We'll be the reason why people who are in this system no longer have to be of it. Shalom, family. Thank you so much. Be at peace. Holler at you guys later at 8 p.m. Eastern New York time. If not, see you tomorrow on the Rising at 8 a.m. Eastern New York time. And for those who are starting class, marriage class, we're starting at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern New York time. See you then. Peace.